A Southern Kentucky family returns from Lexington to find their home destroyed. Why it's a tough situation for the family and firefighters.
Beautiful blue skies across the area for now, but I've got a big weather change coming your way in about 24 hours. I'll break it down straight ahead.
And the undefeated Wildcats are back in action tonight, hosting Georgia. Rob Bromley is live downtown to get fans ready.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Lexington police have arrested a man for murder in the case of his missing girlfriend. 59-year-old Paris Charles is in the Fayette County Detention Center this afternoon, charged with murder and abuse of a corpse. Goldia Massey was reported missing on October 1st of last year. She was last seen in Scott County. 3 weeks later, investigators found dismembered human remains in Jessamine and Henry counties and determined Massey was the victim. Lexington police tell us they served a search warrant today at a home on Chatsworth Drive where they arrested Paris Charles. Neighbors there told us Massey had spent time at that home. We'll have a live report from the scene coming up on WKYT News at 5. We're also tracking a developing story from Eastern Kentucky University. EKU Police Chief Brian Mullins tells us they've received a threat implying harm may come to members of the university on February 11th. That's 1 week from tomorrow. Mullins says the department is investigating, but he has not given us any other details. We have a crew on EKU's campus in Richmond, and we'll bring you more information as we get it. Well, it's a chilly day in the bluegrass, and we are in for some big changes tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking them in the First Alert Weather Center. And Chris, a sunny afternoon.
Yeah, it looks really good out there. And you step outside and you realize, okay, yeah, we're still in early parts of February, so it is cold. But we have the big blue sky over top of the bluegrass state. Here's what it looks like in Lexington now. Live First Alert Defender and that big blue sky behind it with temperatures right now into the mid to the upper 30s. 37 Lexington. Winds are actually coming at us from the south-southwest. So eventually that's going to warm us up. 28 though is what it feels like courtesy of that gusty wind. Those wind chills across the region now ranging from the upper 20s to the low 30s. So if you're going to be out, that's what you're going to be feeling, or your body's going to be saying, hey, that's what the temperature is. Live First Alert Defender, nothing going on as of right now. A little bit of high cloud cover into northern Kentucky earlier in the day, though. Let's take a trip back to our west and northwest. Cold front that is on top of Iowa, low pressure around Minneapolis. That front, as it dives in here over the next 24 hours, will bring milder weather, windy weather, and then colder weather. And oh, by the way, some snow as it arrives as we go into late Wednesday evening into early Thursday. Short-term forecast, though, Jennifer, we're looking good out there with temperatures mainly dropping into the low 30s, even a few upper 20s in the valleys, though not too bad by 11 o'clock, mainly clear skies. We'll update that 24-hour planner when I come back in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Chris. A Southern Kentucky family in Lexington for a doctor's appointment returns home to find their house destroyed by fire. The fire started around 7 this morning at the home on Paris Carr Road in the Keevee community of Laurel County. Phil Pendleton has the latest on the family's loss and the search for what caused that fire. It's our top story at 4.
This is the house that Greg and Debbie Branham had called home for the past year. They were not home. They were in Lexington with a doctor's appointment for their son, but they came home late this morning to discover that everything they had inside was gone. The Keevee Fire Department was paged out about 6:30 this morning, but the chief says when they arrived, they realized the house was already totally involved and there was nothing they could do to save the home. He said it was gutted inside to the point where it was not safe to make entry. A family of 3 that lived here left Monday night for an early Tuesday morning medical procedure in Lexington, and they returned home later today to find everything they owned was destroyed. A tough situation for all involved, including the volunteers from the 3 fire departments that responded.
To put out the amount of effort that we've put out, and everyone's volunteers to fight as hard as they can, and then you realize there's really nothing there that you can save.
The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Now, the fire chief says they believe it may have started in the basement. That's where the home's heating source was, some kind of a furnace. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
No firefighters were hurt, and the fire did not spread to any other structures. Kentucky is the only undefeated men's basketball team left in the country. Tonight, the Wildcats take on Georgia. The Bulldogs come into Rupp tied for third in the SEC. Rob Bromley joins us live from Wildcat Central with a preview. Hi, Rob.
Hello, Jennifer, and welcome in once again to Wildcat Central. And with the earlier game tonight, 7 o'clock, the fans already arriving, so it will become a busy place. And Kentucky has been a busy basketball team, playing its third game now in the last 6 days. Georgia comes in, as you said, tied for third in the SEC with a 5-3 record. So the Bulldogs have been playing some good basketball. Freshman Trey Lyles expected to miss another game tonight. Dominique Hawkins has been in the lineup for the last 6 games. His confidence has been growing, and he has to feel as important as he ever has as a Wildcat.
I feel important, very important. I feel like I need to come out and play and give great energy like I've been doing. And everybody on the team is going to have to step up because missing Trey, that's a big part of our offense and defense. He does so much for us. And like I said, everybody's just going to have to find a way to step up a little bit.
So the Cats played last Thursday, they played Saturday night, and they are right back on the court tonight. It'll be a 7 o'clock tip with Georgia in Rupp Arena on ESPNU. Come down and see us here at Wildcat Central. You can get a free collectible. You can pick it up right next door at the Kentucky branded store. I will have much more coming up at 5 o'clock. We will hear from Senator Dakari Johnson and get his thoughts on how it is to just keep focused as Kentucky rolls along undefeated, going for number 22 in Rupp tonight. Jennifer, that's it from Wildcat Central. Back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Our reporters are working on other stories for WKYT News starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. We're tracking a deadly fire out of southern Kentucky. The Rockcastle County coroner told us that firefighters found a body in a burned-out home on Low Gap Road, that's south of Mount Vernon. The fire started about 6:30 this morning. Investigators say the man who lives in the home was last seen about 4:30 this morning by a relative. The body was sent to the state medical examiner's office for positive identification. No word yet on what caused that fire. We'll have the latest on the investigation on WKYT News coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock. Big news in Lexington today. Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital has been sold. Cardinal Hill Foundation says the hospital was sold to Health South Corporation. Both groups discussed details of the sale at a joint news conference this morning. Cardinal Hill Foundation says the legacy of serving children that began in 1950 will continue under the name Cardinal Hill Foundation Easter Seals KY. And we knew it couldn't last forever. After a record 123 days of falling prices, AAA says gas prices are now on the way up. Today's national average, $2.07 a gallon. That's 3 cents higher than last week. AAA says it is typical to see prices go up this time of year because of refinery maintenance and an increase in demand. AAA expects the average will stay below $3 a gallon this year. Coming up on WKYT News at 5, we'll take a closer look at the average price of gas in Lexington. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Now to a story making headlines around the world at 4. Britain has become the first country in the world to approve a controversial treatment known as three-parent IVF. The in vitro fertilization allows couples to make babies with DNA from 3 different people. Tina Kraus has the latest from London.
Order. After a 90-minute debate, British lawmakers said yes to creating babies using DNA from 3 people. The IVF technique is aimed at preventing infants from being born with certain genetic diseases, including the incurable illness 4-year-old Poppy inherited.
Her speech is very challenged for someone who's 4, and yeah, just her overall quality of life isn't that of a normal 4-year-old, sadly.
Poppy has mitochondrial disease, which can cause deadly heart problems, brain disorders, and muscular dystrophy. James and Catherine Kitto worry Poppy and her older sister Lily could one day pass the genetic disease onto their own children.
I think a change in the law to allow this procedure to take place will, definitely give our 2 girls an important option.
The goal of three-parent IVF is to create genetically modified embryos that use healthy DNA from a female donor. Some religious groups and critics say it's unethical and one step closer to producing designer babies.
This would be the first time that we would intentionally manipulate the human genome. It's something that governments around the world have agreed for the last 20 years that we shouldn't do.
But supporters of three-person IVF say it's safe and will give hope to families like the Kittos. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Experts estimate only about a dozen British women would be considered for this new technique every year. The first three-person IVF baby could be born as soon as next year.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Stocks rally for a second day on news about oil prices holding firm after dropping for 7 months. The Dow jumped 305 points to close at 17,666. The Nasdaq climbed 51 and the S&P 29. The FCC could be making big changes to the way it oversees high-speed internet service. The agency wants to regulate it as a public utility. That would be a big win for net neutrality, which means companies can't pay internet service providers for faster connection. The car service app Uber could be facing some stiff competition from one of its biggest investors, Google. Bloomberg reports Google is now developing its own ride-sharing service app. Google invested $258 million in Uber back in 2013. Well, this sounds a little scary, driverless cars, and it seems Uber wants to get a jump on the possibility. The car service has announced it's working with Carnegie Mellon University on the project. An Uber official says self-driving cars are part of the company's future. Google is also developing a driverless car. The internet search provider turned tech giant built a prototype last year. Celebration of cancer survivors. The Expressions of Courage Gala is this weekend.
Our Deanne Stevens is out and about today, joining us from the Marquis Cancer Center with more. Hi, Deanne.
It is called the Expressions of Courage Gala, and it's happening this weekend celebrating survivors. And when you talk about survivors, we got to introduce you to this gentleman. Bob Johnson is with us. Bob, about to hit the 5-year mark in April. Huge celebration of life for you.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I came to Marquis in 2010. Had several surgeries, went through my chemo here, my radiation here, and all my follow-ups, and they just I couldn't have received better treatment.
Well, you said when the folks at Marquis ask you to do something, and you are speaking this weekend at the event, you always want to pitch in because of the care that you receive from them.
Absolutely. I was underinsured, and they treated me as well as they could have treated anybody. And so, yeah, I'll be here on Saturday night sharing some of my cancer story and encouraging people to write checks and contribute.
Well, that is part of it. That's the name of the game this weekend. It is a big fundraiser. Talk a bit about that and how all of you as survivors gather to give back.
Right. Well, there are support groups I'm a member of a head and neck cancer support group, lung cancer support groups, people with breast cancer, certainly, and prostate cancer. So there are ongoing groups of folks who are meeting here, supporting each other, and doing what we can to support Marquis and contributing to these events in any way we can.
Well, they want you to support the event this weekend, and you can do that by coming on out to the DoubleTree Hilton in Lexington. Rachel Miller with us. Tell us about the Expressions of Courage Gala.
The gala is going to be a fabulous event where survivors, family, UK staff can celebrate one another in the fight they've been through. There's going to be music, dancing, entertainment. We have lots of excellent silent auction items to help raise some money for our big June event.
I was going to say the big June event is all about artwork by the survivors, and folks can get more info where?
They can go to ukmarquis.org, and there are a limited number of tickets available, but if attending the event's not something that you'd like to do, we definitely can accept donations.
Yeah, encourage you to donate. Be a part of the Expressions of Courage Gala happening this weekend for the Marquis Cancer Center. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health education, and consumer news that impacts your life. If you have a difficult time getting your motor started in the morning, you're not alone. A new study confirms what we already know. Americans need more sleep. The National Sleep Foundation updated its official recommendations. Newborns need 14 to 17 hours of sleep a day. Toddlers and preschoolers need 10 to 14 hours. Teenagers need 8 to 10, and adults need 7 to 9 hours. That recommendation for adults is the only one that has not changed. The study did not give any recommendations for pets. A study also finds the longer teens spend on their electronic devices during the day, the worse their sleep will be that night. Researchers in Norway say teenagers who spent more than 4 hours a day on electronics were nearly 50% more likely to need more than an hour to fall asleep. More than 2 hours of screen time after school was linked to shorter sleep. Jogging in small quantities may be the key to a longer life. Researchers in Denmark found light joggers had the lowest rates of death. Strenuous joggers were just as likely to die as healthy but non-active adults. Researchers found joggers who exercised no more than 3 times a week at a slow or moderate pace had the lowest mortality. If you need a mammogram and are uninsured or need help paying for one, you have 2 chances next week. The St. Elizabeth Mobile Mammography Unit will be in both Lexington and Georgetown on Friday. The unit will be at the Bluegrass Community Action Council on Arbor Court from 8:30 to 1:30. It will also be at the Scott County Public Library in Georgetown the same day from 1:30 to 4:30. No-cost mammograms are provided, thanks in part to a grant from Susan G. Komen Lexington. You can make an appointment by calling 859-655-7400.